definitely good on forwards. Rafael's On a day full of clouds and rain, we find ourselves in the shelter of Mullet Arena here as the sun begins to peek through. Myself, Easton Stockford, alongside me, Ben Davis, and we bring you ASU versus GCU yet again, this time D2 edition. Ben, what are you expecting to see here tonight? What are your keys to the game for both sides?
Easton, we're checking all the boxes. D1 Friday night, D3 earlier today, and we're rounding things out with D2. When you think about this Arizona State squad, what's going to separate them from GCU today is their physicality. This is a disciplined crew. They're not going to make errant maneuvers. They're going to stick to the game plan, and part of that revolves around staying out of the penalty box. Zach Kowalski's noted that GCU's power play is incredibly formidable, so if ASU can mitigate that, that's going to lead into success.
And looking at GCU, these two teams faced off just a couple weeks ago, 5-2 win for ASU, but GCU dominated on the shot clock. Who do you think the key player is for the Lopes tonight?
It's none other than 72 Wyatt Schmitz, recently named to the U.S. National University team, which speaks to not just the state touted high caliber he brings, but domestic nationwide recruit that he is, and he's going to lead that crew defensively for GCU.
And on the other side, you look between the pipes for ASU, Matisse Bars, an absolute unit between the pipes, standing right around 6'4", and he had 48 saves on 50 shots against New Mexico last weekend. He's going to be key for them in the blue paint here tonight. But let's take it down for the highest level for the national anthem and some starting lineups. Just like that, we are ready to go here in Mullet Arena in a weekend that has been full of hockey. D1 ACHA last night, not to mention the NCAA team claiming the Icebreaker tournament in a weekend full of 4 NCAA games. So this ice has seen no rest here, but we will look to punctuate the weekend as both teams line up here for the opening draw in this Sunday night duel.
3 20-minute periods. We get going now. GCU, Pierce in the front. Sun Devils take possession.
And right off the draw here, Summer kicks to Switchenberg, right back to Summer. as ASU has early possession, but this one's sent all the way down, and we will get a quick whistle for icing. So not exactly the start that ASU would want, having possession here and then just kind of throwing it away, and now back on their heels with the defensive zone draw.
Exactly the opposite way the Sun Devil crew wanted to begin things. Bosch deep on the right side of the neutral zone was clearly having some miscommunication issues, and now the Lopes an opportunity to maybe capitalize in Sun Devil territory.
Summer will get it right back, trying to get it out as this one's shoveled out of the zone, and ASU will look to go north with it. Chasing it here is Ryan Barger. He's joined by Maffeo and Brandon Bosch on this starting unit for the Sun Devils, as this one's hammered forward, but Switchenberg hems it in at the red line.
Great work from Switchenberg defensively, holding the center of the ice. ASU with a substitution. GCU shot on goal, nothing going.
Summer now battling in the corner, looking for options, trying to kick it to Skid as he takes a hard hit there on the wall. Luckily back to his feet, but no arms in the air as we'll continue play here. Knife forward by Switchenberg now, but he'll back off as he's at the end of a long shift here to start this game.
Errant maneuver there from the Lopes leads to a Sun Devil possession. We're seeing it early in first period, Easton. It's the passing. It's kind of been plaguing the Sun Devil team all weekend.
And we'll see if they can settle in here in this one, as here's GCU with a chance in the high slot, but coming through Sisto as he'll go the other way. Sisto with it now, tries to dump it in deep, but a good back check there by Olsen to break that one up.
Again, Sychurst in the neutral zone, trying to flick it deep into Lopes territory to give the Sun Devils an offensive chance, but they haven't had a moment in the first 2 minutes to really group and get an offensive system going.
And now GCU the other way, thrown to the middle. Chisholm was there, but couldn't quite get it to stick to it. And this one bounces all the way out. GCU will be forced to regroup. It's Mayos with it now, as this one's tipped in there by Olsen. Chase Olsen, the leading point getter for this Antelope squad.
Olsen does get in the way of that one. Now Lopes converging, putting some pressure on the Sun Devils.
Here's Olsen digging on the half wall with it. He'll kick this one low to high. Now at the point, back to Olsen. Now he's been everywhere this shift. Over to Chisholm now. From the point, lets one go, and a good save there by Matisse Bars as he feels his first rubber of the game.
What a well-organized offensive sequence from GCU. Kick it back to your defensive line, take a moment, find composure, and then enter and try and spearhead an assault.
And Matisse Bars, we talked about on pregame, going to be key for them, and we'll see if it's a thing of signs to come. GCU did dominate the shot clock, outshooting the Sun Devils when they faced off 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens here tonight, as here comes Willis the other way as he tries to move it forward, but he loses possession.
Willis, you got to understand, if you're passing to your teammate, you can't hit their skates. You got to put it on the stick.
Sanders with on the half wall. He kicks it to the middle, and that finds the stick of Jack Haddock. Moved up to Emelise. He tries to touch it back to Haddock, but no connection there, as Willis is there to intercept, and here come the Lopes.
Nice work from GCU to regain possession. Sun Devils, though, going tit for tat with it. Nice collision there in the neutral zone.
Now here comes the other way. It's Matt Kimball. Kimball bringing wide. Has up, tries to find Haddock, but he can't pull the trigger. Loose puck now up for grabs in GCU's end, and here they come the other way with it.
Good defense there from Bladdock to get in the way. Puck still careening deep into Lopes territory.
And Poole will find it behind his own net, and he'll use the safety of his Haddock to apply some pressure. Bouncing forward, Gunderson stepping in. Nice move by him there, trying to cut to his right, but he coughs it up. Now one fluttered down low from the point there, as that was Brennan Bosch on the attempt, as this one's tipped below GCU's goal line.
A lot of chaos as all athletes converge. Would have liked Bosch a moment ago to just take a second, not spin it up into Lopes territory. GCU attacking. Nice defense there from Bars.
This one's knife below the goal line. Going to pick it up is Bellatini now, as he'll go glassing out. And that one will just skitter past the skate there of Busher, as he won't be able to keep the GCU attack alive. Sending it right back into the chest of Gunderson there, and he'll send a high flip forward right back to Busher, who will drop to knee blocking it down. Now maybe a chance for Maffeo, but a good defensive stick there by Murphy to break that up, as we have a little bit of mid-game music here.
Nothing wrong with a couple tracks playing. Good interception there from Maseo.
Maffeo with it now. Streaking through the middle. Defense looking for options as Gunderson will elect to wait. Zips one far side. There's Haddock trying to get through, but a good job straight off the bench there to break that one up.
Nice moment, right? You had the vision as there was a substitution, but that's such a long pass, Easton. It's a very low probability play.
Summer with it now from his own end, trying to do it himself. He'll use his legs. Feeling some pressure over the middle, but he crosses the red. Summer sashaying through a couple, but he loses possession, and here comes GCU the other way.
Nice job from the Lopes to really converge and put pressure. Summer didn't have his offensive weapons on his left and right side. No real option to pass and keep that moment going. Now GCU directly in front of bars.
Able to fend that one off. Here comes ASU the other way. It's Aiden Priestley. Priestley trying to cut through a couple, but he's dragged down, and that will be swallowed in the crease by Alder Hoagland, who is the starting goaltender for the Lopes tonight.
Gutsy effort from the Sun Devil, right, trying to weave in between two Lopes defenders. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this D2 GCU defensive squad. They're playing a lot more cohesive than we've seen from the D1 or D3 squads.
And a good effort here by Sisto trying to pull into the front. Another chance by Priestley, and that one went off the crossbar.
Priestley touching net with that puck. Nearly had it in.
Now going north, Kilgora trying to flip one through the middle. But it'll find the stick of Summer as he backhands this one over to Switchenberg. Switchenberg back to Summer as they'll use the time and space they are given. Trying to touch it to the middle there was Kelleher, but he had no options.
Little bit too much heat on that pass leads to a Lopes possession. Lopes, though, unable to pass effectively, transferring it directly back to the Sun Devils.
Murkowski with it now. He brings it up across the blue, trying to get something here. 3-on-3 chance for the Devils. Murkowski with it, kick down to Kelleher. Kelleher can't find it in his skates, and this will be picked up by Mayos, and he'll send this one all the way down for Seacrest to chase.
Again, a tough pass from the Sun Devils. Kelleher almost got caught with narrow feet like Michael Jackson out there. Got to stay a little bit more wide.
And then Poole with a little snow spray there, and Matisse Bars. No response from the Sun Devils, but an offensive zone draw coming for the Lopes.
7 minutes have gone by in the first period, still 0-0. GCU playing quite effectively. Sun Devils, though, doing pretty well as they push up against the barriers there.
Seacrest going north, finds Sanders as he kicks this one over to Liam McGinnis. McGinnis fends off a hit here, and GCU will pick up the loose puck.
Nice passing from GCU across the middle. Again, low probability passes from both squads so far tonight. Got to tighten that up.
Now looking is Robertson trying to send one through, but fanned out in his hair, and here's Sanders the other way. Sanders on his forehand, but just offsides there was Murkowski, and we'll come back to the neutral zone for a draw.
Definitely a bummer, as that Sun Devil squad was moving down as a unit. Sanders had options to pass and try and create a play. Definitely not what you want to see, Easton.
So not a ton of whistles here in the early stages of this one, as we are just about 7 minutes in. And Ben, what have you made of this performance from both sides so far?
I would like to see the Sun Devils slowly get their way into Lopes territory, as opposed to these long-distance passes just like that, which are so low probability, it's more often than not going to bounce off your teammate's stick.
And Melisse stepping up, and he'll fling this one back to his own end and ending the offensive rush, but maintaining possession for the Devils is Gunderson. Kick to the wall, no winger there for him, and now stepping down, a big shot and a big eat there by Gunderson. Busher stepped into one, and Gunderson's feeling that. Now a chance, nice move to the middle as a man takes a tumble, and another shot there by Busher as a sequence of chances occurs for the GCU Antelopes, but no score yet here in the first period.
Gunderson might be a little bit worse for wear after sacrificing his limbs to defend that puck. Certainly giving it his all here in the early moments of this first period.
And Luke Busher with that shot from the blue line is no small customer. 6'4", standing tall, wearing the number 8 for the purple and white.
Matisse Bars, excellent defense from him once again. Got to reiterate, 48 saves on 50 shots last game. If you want to get it by Matisse Bars, Easton, you have to create a coordinated offensive attack. It's not going to be the single shots that sneak by Bars.
And you have to get a moving big goaltender between the pipes as Switchenberg will pick it up from Bars now. Switchenberg bringing it in front of his own net, slid across, risky pass there, but got away with the one as this one skitters to Kimball. Kimball sends it in deep. Bellatini getting on the forecheck, but Busher calmly moves it to his backhand. Now going forth is the Lopes. Here's Murphy. This one snapped all the way through the middle, but it finds Switchenberg as he tries to get it out.
GCU, impressive poise so far in the first period. Easton, we talked about some of the keys to victory for the Sun Devils. I'm not seeing them utilize the physicality that I think they need to.
Maybe trying to settle into this one as Summer brings it across the blue line, but once again, the Maroon and Gold are offsides. Both teams still settling in here, but GCU has had the majority of the shots and the majority of the chances here in the first frame, as they did in the last one, but As we saw 2 weeks ago, not always the answer is quality, and we'll see if ASU can dominate in quality here tonight and pick up another win over the Lopes.
ASU has yet to really formalize an offensive system and create shots where they're cycling passes on goal. It has largely been random pot shots here and there. Need to see the team work together more.
Now going north is the Lopes. They have a chance here. Kicked over, all alone in front, but a big save there by Bars as he takes a bump. So is Kilgore on the chance, but Bars slams the pillows down, shutting that 5-hole and keeping the donuts on the board so far.
Lopes, though, keeping the pressure up, slowly converging. Now they're retreating.
Chisholm with it now. He kicks this one over to Mayos as he flips it ahead. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. GCU trying to hammer it forward, and they will. Kilgore with it now, but he's taken off the puck by Maffeo as he spins out of the way of a hit. Now Haddock takes a bump. Mayo there in support. Bouncing puck once more in front, and a chance here for the Lopes, but unable to get a shot away was Olsen.
ASU really under fire as we hit the final 10 minutes of the first period. Lopes, wayward shot, a lot of substitutions coming off the bench here. Easton, again, when we think about how the Sun Devils can implement their physicality, is it as simple as lowering the shoulder and bringing the boom, or is it maybe something more sophisticated?
Just need to finish checks, to put it simply. Finish the guys in front of you, take guys off the puck, as here's Kelleher now. He'll send this one forward, but that one's snatched out of the air there by Koch. A nice defensive play there.
Right off the skate, good work by 46. Slopes, though, do bring it down deep on the right side.
Bars playing it behind his own net. Good job by him there to move it up to Sechrist. Sechrist sends it far side. There was Sisto, but to no avail, as this one sent right back in by the Lopes as they continue to mount pressure on this relentless forecheck.
It's rinse and repeat of these low probability, long distance passing shots. ASU needs to tighten things up and play a little bit shorter on the ice here.
Now with it is Seagrass. He's at the end of a long shift, and everyone else on his line has changed, but he still waits as he kicks this one to Summer. Summer going north with it. He'll just go glasses. He has no options, and he'll take a hit. Or that's Snyder, rather, not Summer. But Snyder did ice that one, so we'll go back to the ASU defensive zone for a face-off here.
Body optics from the Sun Devils not really inspiring a whole heck of a lot of confidence.
Still early on in this one as we're just a little bit over halfway through the first period of play, as this one's won right into the hands of Matisse Bars, and we'll go right back to where we came from.
Great reflexes from Bars, hopping right on it, concealing that puck from any offensive threat.
Line change here following the short face-off loss there as Kowalchuk, Murkowski, and Sanders are the three, the second unit for this Sun Devil squad. This one sent far side now with it is Pohl, as he'll send this one below the goal line. Thrown in front, chance there, in front, Bars with the save, and a couple shots given to him there, but he holds strong, and a big save by Bars, as he has looked just as good as advertised so far.
Looks like one of the Lopes found themselves deep inside the net without the puck. I believe that was 14.
Don't have a 14 up here, so.
They're not on the roster. Maybe they're a fan that snuck onto the ice, Easton.
That would be something I've never seen.
Either way, though, a real good offensive moment. GCU is creating pressure. They're moving Matisse Bars around the net. This is really not what ASU wants to do here with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left.
And it's exactly what GCU does want to do, is they'll continue their pressure here. Sanders trying to touch it to the middle, but he can't get it out. Now hemming them in is Portorodo, as this one's sent to the short side, but no sticks are there to hammer away at it.
GCU cycling back to the D. Great work from them passing over to the right side.
Sent down, Amelise gets a stick to it. This one's now below the goal line for Murphy. Sent out in front, Sanders picks it up, and he tries to send it north. And a big hit there, laid on Kowalchuk. He's easy rattled, but Amelise with the chance. On the back end to the front. Oh, what a save that is! Oliver Hoagland sprawling across the crease, and he makes a huge stop.
That was the offensive play that ASU needed. Beautiful entry, nice pass at the final moment to get a shot in, but, you know, Hoagland just right there in front of it.
And taking a hit to make a play there was Kowalchuk, as he sprung that 2-on-1 after getting crunched on the wall. But here's Switchenberg now. Switchenberg taken himself. The defenseman had manning the rush, but he turns it over, and ASU might be trapped now. Here comes GCU the other way. Levivier with it, taking it to the middle on his forehand, looking for options, but that's right to Switchenberg. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Switchenberg, errant pass deep in Lopes territory. That could have been a great moment for ASU to charge down to an undermanned Lopes side as they do steal once again.
Good stick there, but to no avail. Here comes GCU the other way. It's Bradley with it. He lets one go, but that's a good stick by Switchenberg to redirect that one into the netting.
Switchenberg, high IQ play to get in the middle and interrupt that shot. When you think about the offensive system that both teams are seemingly adopting, I like what GCU is doing a little bit more than what ASU is doing so far, Easton.
And ASU kind of seems like they're barring for something to go blow for blow with GCU, right? Where they're going to take a lot of shots in the defensive zone, but they're looking to spring those odd man rushes, those more high probability scoring chances. Like we talked about, quality over quantity in this matchup here tonight. We'll see which one prevails.
GCU.
Chance in front, another save by Bars with the right pad. Huge chance there on the doorstep for Kilgora, but couldn't quite elevate it. And Bars didn't have to move much, but nonetheless a good save. A 7.5 remaining on the clock in the first frame.
And Sun Devils just kicking the puck out to buy some time. GCU's bench is substituting quite handily, heading back to the ASU territory for a face-off. And, you know, it really seems like they're just up against the wall here, Easton, with 7.5 to go in the first period.
Chisholm sends one through. That's Waffle boarded down. Rebound chance there, but nothing doing as Poole didn't have the angle.
Now an opportunity. ASU deep on the left side.
Here's Maffeo to the middle, finds Reinbacher, and a good shot there, but the rebound couldn't be pounced on by Nicholas Maffeo. Now to the wing, sends a high one through the neutral zone, trying to take a whack at it with Sechrist, but he feels the pressure of Poole now. Back in their own end is GCU, is bringing it forth as Robertson. Now across the blue they come. Poole still with it. He's been out there at the long shift. Takes a whack up high and wants a call, but won't get it. Bosch will chase into the corner. Poole with it now. Snyder gives him a bump. And Sechrist picks it up, trying to get it out. And he'll slide this one all the way down, and Robertson will give chase.
Great job from Sechrist there to collapse in and play defense and intercept that puck when the line got a little bit too wide between GCU players. Lopes do regain possession. Again, errant pass. Sun Devils snatch it right back up.
And here's Emilese the other way. 4 Sun Devil bodies on the rush. He sends one through, but a good block by Robertson. Rebound chance was there, but nothing doing. And now a stretch pass the other way. Here we go. It's Braden Willis. Willis to his forehand. Makes a move, but great defense there from the freshman Liam McInnes. High slot shot now, and another block shot. Again on the second chance, slid through the crease, and no one's there.
GCU trying to reset this system and continue to cycle play after play. ASU up against the wall. They are really getting torched as we approach the final 5 minutes of the first period.
Robertson sends one into the corner. Bibby giving chase. He's knocked down, but somehow maintains possession. Here's Bibby, lets one go, and he just misses the short side there as the helmet of Matisse Bars flies off his head, as he may have gotten the piece of that one with the noggin.
It is deeply impressive how Matisse Bars is following this puck around, and you really are not seeing him get out of place too frequently. Freshman's all over it so far in the first period.
That freshman played for the Mercer Chiefs in the United States Premier Hockey League last year for what I believe was one season, and he hailed from Sparta, New Jersey. So a lot of juniors players on this D3 squad kind of making the transition over to the ACHA level.
GCU, again, rotating to the D, taking a shot.
Murkowski now with it. Sends one through the middle, but that one's off the skate there of Kowalchuk. Kicked back. Bibby with it now. He had a great game 2 weeks ago for GCU. Up to the point. Chance here. Oh, what a save that is by Bars. Flashing the lever there as Schmitz had a chance, but Bars says no.
Cats bringing out both the reflexes and the claws. 9 lives on full display for Matisse Bars, despite, again, a very well-rounded and fine-tuned offensive effort from GCU. I love the absolute syncopation that this crew's operating with, Easton.
And it feels like it could definitely be a GCU lead, but instead we are knotted at zeros here. Here's a chance for GCU once more, as this one's set on the backhand, but it goes just wide. Now in front with it, here comes Jack Haddock the other way. Haddock bringing it across. He kicks this one out and drives. Haddock in front. Oh, what a goal! Jack Haddock tips it in, and a symphony of a goal orchestrated by himself as he gets the Sun Devils on the board.
Pass it off, then bring it right back to me for the slap shot in. Great teamwork, and that's the cohesion and the vision that we need to see from the Sun Devils more throughout this game.
And Jack Haddock there did a wonderful job with give and go there. He gave the puck out, kicked it out, spreading that defense out, giving him that lane to drive through the middle, and then a wonderful tip in for him.
And you talk about a lot of the juniors, the freshmen that are occupying this squad. Haddock, a senior, he's got the experience. He has the veteran know-how of positioning this squad to take the early lead.
This one's moved forward now as ASU looks to snowball some momentum here, and Kimball gets in on the forecheck. Battling away at the half wall here, four bodies collide. Bellatini digging away at it, and Ethan Bellatini, a key player, a graduate student on this squad, and one goal away from tying the all-time D2 program record here for goals at ASU. As this one shot on bars, rebound in front, but a good job to clear it away by the Maroon and Gold.
Matisse Barr's not able to collapse around that puck, does escape him, and GCU had an opportunity for a moment to slam it into the net, but Sun Devils have played really good close net defense throughout this first period. 4.5 minutes remain. Easton, what do you want to see from the Sun Devils in this last moment of the first period?
To be honest, I frankly want to see more. They're getting outshot 15-6. A great play by Jack Haddock facilitated that goal, but they're facilitating that goal. It's not really coming naturally. They're having to make their chances instead of dominating this one. GCU has had the puck pretty much all period, as ASU will just throw this one out now. Knifing it forward there was Haddock, but he couldn't quite hold on, or Kowalchuk rather, as here comes GCU the other way.
GCU
Poole with it to the back door, and they score! Beautiful setup there by Poole, and the leading point getter for the Lopes. Olsen gets them on the board and levels it at 1.
Again, it was all unlocked by beautiful passing in the near net proximity zone, creating an opportunity where Matthias is slightly out of position and sending it up into the top of the net.
And that's what we talked about, needing to get him moving, getting those team goals to facilitate such chances where Matisse Bars can't get his feet set to make the save.
4 minutes, 10 seconds left. We are tied 1 goal apiece here between the D2 ASU and GCU squads.
Gunderson sauces one up to Sanders. Sanders now sending one far side. Will it have the legs for icing? No. Chapman will be there to collect.
Nice pressure here from the Sun Devils.
Chapman through the middle. Nice move there, but a good stick there by Sanders to break it up as somebody's buried at the blue line there by Gunderson, and we're going to have a penalty coming.
Gunderson brought the shovel to the beach, made a hole, and planted 87 inside of it. Poole almost 6 inches deep in that ice.
So it'll be Gunderson to the box as he has some problems with the call. 2 minutes for cross-checking, but GCU with a chance to Mountain League, and Coach Kowalchuk talked about how lethal this power play is, and we'll see if they're up to the task here.
GCU regaining possession. Sun Devils flip it around after a bad pass and send it deep into Hoagland.
Busher will set up behind his own net. Opening his hips, he'll send this one far side. Carrying it forward now. Here comes Kilgora. Kilgora with it. Pulling it to his backhand. He'll snap one across now on the tape of Schmitz. Up to Busher. Busher with a slap pass over to Kilgora. Kilgora lets one go, and that one had eyes for goal, but Bars just got a blocker to it.
And look at this, GCU now recycling and resetting. I love the composure and patience that they're displaying. I feel like a lot of athletes would have just driven in, try to get something to the net, but GCU, they're taking their time in this offensive system.
Schmitz now to Kilgora behind the net. From Gretzky's office, right behind the goal. He sends one up front, and that's why they call it Gretzky's office, because he did stuff like that just from there.
Beautiful work from the Lopes to keep and maximize this power play, but they've only got a minute left, and they haven't scored with it, Easton.
Good keep there by Busher, though. They'll keep the attack alive as he moves this one forward. Chance for Kilgora. Nice move on his forehand. 2 saves by Bars in succession. Now Busher from the point lets one go. Another save by Bars.
Matthias Bars putting up a greatest hits performance so far in this first period. Nothing is getting by him in this moment.
The Lopes nearing 20 shots here in the first frame. Still 2 minutes left. 30 on their power plays. This one's sent through. And a chance by Busher on the rebound. And again, Bars up to the task, but an erratic puck there in the high slot, and Busher was all over it. And what have you seen from this GCU power play? Are they up to the standard you expected?
Yes. While they're not creating results on the board, they are really absolutely applying this pressure and maintaining control and possession. You're not seeing huge momentum swings across the ice. The Lopes are keeping it squarely in the ASU side with this power play.
Chisholm trying to step down and keep it in, but a good job there by Bosch to get it all the way down. And we talked about turning moments into momentum earlier this morning, and maybe this power play is one of those moments, as here comes Mayos the other way.
Mayos speed skating down the left side. Sun Devils intercept.
Here's a Haddock. Haddock all alone. He's got one tonight, trying to cut through the middle, and he takes a whack and then a spill into the GCU goal.
And Hoagland drops the atomic elbow on him to boot. Tough play, good effort from Jack Haddock. Of course, the lone scorer today for the Sun Devils. Wanted to make it 2, but instead for his troubles, he gets piled on into the net, Easton.
So Jack Haddock does draw a penalty on the play, and heading to the box is number 14, so we'll get a name on him as soon as they put it into the system here. But
we've been searching all period who this guy is.
But a great work there by Haddock as well. Bosch to force the turnover that sprung Haddock on that partial breakaway, as we'll have to put both pegs back in the net here before we can resume.
And now Sun Devils operating with a power play. They'll have the opportunity to balance what GCU's been doing for the last couple minutes.
It happened just as that power play ended for GCU. So straight off the penalty kill right into the power play, and we'll see if they can capitalize where GCU didn't. But quickly sent forward. Good keep by Summer with the left mid there. Gunderson on the wall, looking for options here. Doesn't have much, and he'll just try and cycle it down, but a good defensive stick there by Chisholm as he'll send this one away.
ASU not able to really find anything there, and you know, we've spoken about it. They cannot really apply themselves and solidify an offensive sequence. It has been infrequent moments for them deep on the GCU side.
We'll see if they can find their footing here on this man advantage. Another turnover here. Here comes Bradley, trying to win it forward, but a good defensive stake. And now ASU springs an attack the other way. With it is Kimball. Kimball trying to go to the point, but a miscommunication again, as Kowalchuk will have to chase it back before he transitions. And now Gunderson will rim this all the way around.
It's just errant move after errant move when the Sun Devils are trying to solidify. Now Gunderson with an opportunity.
Good shot there by Gunderson into the low blocker, but a good waffle board there by Hoagland to send that one aside.
Bars seeing the puck for the first time in a couple minutes. Gets it out.
30 seconds left in the period here, and going forward with it now is Jacob Gunderson.
Gunderson losing control. Lopes regaining it. Now GCU making some motion deep on to Matisse Bars.
Seacrest going north with it, bringing it to his forehand as he waltzes around one. Seacrest still with it, trying to cut to the middle, but instead he'll find the corner and lose possession here.
And we talked about Schmitz in the opening to today's broadcast. Real good defense from him to plug up.
And Melisse now stepping in with a chance. Rebound was there, but no ASU Sun Devils were as time expires on the period.
Interesting sequence. A lot of pressure that ASU was applying, but not as successfully as they were earlier in today's game.
And as we went through that first 20 minutes of play, we kind of touched on our keys of the game before, but let's go a little further into them after we've seen a little bit of action. What do you think those keys are tonight for both sides?
Yeah, take those keys to the game that we spoke about in the intro, toss them in the trash can. I'm thinking GCU's keys to victory are the passing. I'm loving what they're doing when they're approaching the Sun Devils side. They're working as a team. You can tell that there are some cohesive fundamentals to not just spearhead to the net, but to take that extra moment to open it up.
And I think on ASU side, we saw how good that GCU power play was. They need discipline. They need to stay out of the box, limit those one-man advantages for the Lopes, and keep them off the special teams as much as possible.
It's crazy because we're 20 minutes into this game, and when you think about ASU's offensive system, you really can't pull anything away. It doesn't seem like they have much in terms of figuring out how to solidify, how to maintain and control possession, how to cycle shots on Hoagland. They haven't figured it out yet in the first period. Maybe in the second they'll begin to crack that puzzle.
And 18 seconds of Sun Devil power play when we return. So maybe they'll figure it out then, but before then we'll have a nice cut and a 15-minute break, and we'll be right back here in 15 minutes.
innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu. Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
People have always had trouble trying to put me into a box. A professor, suit and tie is just not me. Without the ocean, I don't know what I would do. You know, the ocean's always been there for me. As Hawaiian people, we believe that the coral is the first living being to come out of the darkness. It's the foundation of our entire lifestyle, and that's what my research is about. What we do is we take photographs of the reef over long periods of time to create models that can tell us what the planet is doing. If we go deaf to what the Earth is telling us, then we'll never be able to live in harmony. If I can get my students excited about protecting the ocean, then they're the ones who are gonna really make the difference. I hope my students realize that I'm not trying to prepare them for something in the distant future. Their time is now at Arizona State University.
When I was younger, there were no engineers around me, so I had to become my own role model. At ASU, I wasn't just learning to be an engineer, I was actually engineering. And graduating, I already had real-world jobs lined up. Before ASU, my goal was to be a strong, confident woman. And when I left, I became a strong, confident engineer.
I grew up in a small border town, and water was really important to us. Without enough water, we can't farm, we can't eat, we can't live. And the way we're doing it right now, straight up doesn't have a future. I went to ASU because this is a place where you solve problems. With vertical farming, we can grow the same amount of food with 95% less water than traditional farming. The work I'm doing at ASU is changing the way I look at the world.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mullet Arena. 20 minutes are in the history books in this one, 20 more ahead as we get ready to start the second period to play Easton Stockford alongside me, Ben Davis. And Ben, what did you see in the first period on those 2 goals? One aside, were knotted at once. And what are you expecting to see in the second?
You know, this game is tied, but it is seriously in GCU's favor. They've got all the momentum. Seems like they're playing a bit more as a unit. I'm loving what they're doing on the passing as they approach that ASU net. It's just a little bit tighter, right? I feel what ASU's suffering from is being overzealous, trying to force moments as opposed to letting them come to you. We've seen too many instances where a pass goes AWOL and an errant maneuver flips the possession back to Grand Canyon.
So getting pucks across both blue lines cleanly is going to be a point for ASU in this period. Need to get it out of their zone and into the offensive zone more effectively, but they will have 18 seconds of power play time to start this period here as GCU went to the box at the end of the second. A couple late stragglers come onto the ice, but GCU, you talked about them dominating that first period, a staggering 25 shots in 20 minutes. Meaning they are on pace for a 75-shot game, but we'll see if trends continue here as we are underway in the second period of play.
ASU early possession, can't keep it though. Lopes putting some pressure on. We do have a bit of a revision in the GCU net. It is Kyle Northrup. Our roster sheets had Alder Hoagland. Shout out to Kyle's mom for letting us know about that.
And right out of the box comes the Lope. Hustling back is Seacrest to neutralize, and he does so effectively, but a good forecheck here.
Oh!
Dropping a stick. As this one's battled for in front, maybe trying to get one to squeak in the dangerous area, but a good job by ASU to keep it away.
Errant move from 14 for GCU, losing the stick and then still trying to create some offense.
And we have number 14's name now. Owen Walsh is wearing number 14 as he runs in the goal. Big shot from the point there from Busher, but he sails that one into the corner. And then it's pushed off, so we will have a whistle.
Nice job by Schmitz there to take possession and lead into that concluding sequence. And we're seeing in the early frames of the second period, Easton, what we've seen all day long. GCU containing ASU and cycling their offensive system. It's pretty impressive what the Lopes are up to.
So ASU comes up empty-handed on their power play. Both teams 0 for 1 on the man advantage thus far tonight, as we will have a neutral zone draw following a net being knocked off. And just once more, it's sent in by GCU.
Bars briefly touches it. Behind the back goes Amelsi.
Now Sanders with it on the half wall. This one's kicked back. Seacrest goes to Emelise. Slid forward. Kowalchuk with it now, trying to hammer away at it, and he'll finally get it out, but he finds a Lope skate.
Triple coverage by Grand Canyon there. Got under Kowalchuk's skin.
Emelise turns into pressure. Seacrest goes forward, though. And an effort at a clean breakout with that far side stretch pass, but nothing doing there as Murkowski can't connect.
Murkowski just a foot or two behind that pass. And again, we've beaten the drum about it all night long with this ASU squad. When you're making these long distance passes, it's simply not working. I think tightening up the strategy is probably in their best interest. Skate a little bit more to the center and then create a lane for yourself on the left and right side. Don't go across court so frequently.
Haddock lining up on the draw here. And he'll win it back cleanly to Bellatini. Bellatini tries to wire one through, but that bounces into the corner. Now with it is Chisholm. Chisholm trying to head north with it, but it's in the skates of Bellatini before it's sent in by Poole. Over to Summer now. Summer dishes one forward, and that's tipped into the zone by Kimball. Haddock trying to get it on the attack now as he'll poke one ahead. Bellatini trying to go up top, but Poole's there as he takes a hit. Chisholm hammered him on the wall, and he's going to serve for it.
Bellatini's spinal cord might be in section 217. That was a heck of a hit by GCU, and Bellatini still getting up.
Slow to his feet is Bellatini as he'll seek some attention from a trainer here following the hit by Chisholm.
But this is something we pointed out about this Grand Canyon squad. They have a lot of physicality and scrappiness, Easton. If they're going to isolate and see an opportunity to take out a Sun Devil, they absolutely will take it.
So we'll hope Bellatini is okay. Appears to be rattled up, and we'll see what the refs assess to Chisholm, and if it will be more than 2 minutes. It appears Bellatini's leaking a little bit of oil there from the face as he has a cut.
It's Not the shot that you see coming that puts you out, Easton. It's the one you don't see. Bellatini completely turned the opposite direction as he took that blow. Does get back to his feet, earns some applause from the crowd here in Mullet Arena, and unsure if we'll see him again tonight.
He appears like he will be okay, staying on the bench in the tunnel, as well as Andrew Switchenberg, as he stuck some attention on the side earlier, and he is still in the tunnel without gloves or a helmet on. But we might need an ice crew out here to clean that blood off the ice before we resume play. Maybe the ref will do it himself, but we'll have a look. But Bellatini gonna have to get patched up here on the side.
It's a cocktail I don't want, Easton. Ice, sweat, and blood here in Mullet Arena. They're leaving it all on the ring. And it's still 1-1 apiece, right? So when you think about win probability, it is very much in either squad's reach.
But a 5-minute major assessed to Chisholm. So he will likely be ejected from this game, assuming that is the case. I didn't quite hear the call. We'll see once they put it in here, but he will serve for 5. And that means if ASU scores on this power play here, they will get to continue the man advantages. Here's Kowalchuk now bringing it below the GCU goal line. Kowalchuk up to Sechrist. Sechrist keeping it in, but he gets clipped, and GCU is able to clear. So Duncan Chisholm will get 5 minutes for a check from behind in a game misconduct, so he will not be seeing the ice again in this one.
And that is potentially quite costly to the Lopes here, right? Tied game, you're losing a big player, a utility piece like him, not something that bodes well.
And Melise with it now. He skates it across the blue. Looking to set up here. He'll send this one off the glass below the goal line, and it's picked up by Poole.
You know, I like that patience from Emelise for just a moment, right? Let the Sun Devils get organized, but that pass, again, leaves so much to be desired.
And Emelise will find the safety of his own net here behind Matisse Bars before he brings it out for the Sun Devils, and here they come the other way. Jack Haddock with it now. He has one here tonight as he takes a hit, but he trudges along and keeps going. Ryan Barger with it on the half wall. On his backhand, he protects nicely, looking for options and help, and he finds the bumper there. Good job by Maffeo. On the flank now. Nice move there by Kimball. Maffeo stepping in for where Bellatini would be in the bumper position on this top unit for the Sun Devils.
Kimball over there letting the puck get away from him. Now Sun Devils go back to him. Let's see if Kimball has better possession. Errant pass again from the ASU squad.
Trying to find Maffeo, but couldn't quite get all of it as that one slides behind the goal line. Ryan Barger rips one through the seam. Kimball on the back door and a big eat there by Poole. Dropping to one knee and wearing that one as this one sent back to Kimball. Through the seam again, Ryan Barger. He lets one go and he scores! An absolute howitzer from Ryan Barger, and ASU capitalizes. It's 2-1.
Missile from 24 to get it into the net. Nice passing from Kimball. Puck goes a bit deep, sends it back out to the right side, right for Gardner to send it up into the net. And when you think about maximizing a power play, that's exactly what I want to see from ASU. Maintaining control, cycling offensive sequences, and putting the pressure down onto GCU's neck.
And with it being a major penalty, they can continue to score as they please here as this one's cleared by GCU, and Emelise will pick it up.
Emelise taking a moment. Nice patience from him again, letting the Sun Devils coordinate.
Shadowed by Walsh. Good pressure by him there, but Kowalchuk in support sends this one forward. Now in chase is Schmiltz. He takes a hit on the wall. GCU trying to get it out, but a fan and ASU will get a chance to sit up. From the point now, Sechrist drops it back to Emelise. Kicked on that right flank, now it's Murkowski. Trying to go forward with it. He finds Sanders with nice goal, he scores! So 2 quick ones for the Sun Devils as the 5-minute power play is starting to pay off in bunches.
And once again, it is unlocked by passing. Getting that puck to Sanders, open lane, directly in front of Northrup, and Kyle Northrup unable to defend, and that's just beauty from the Sun Devils.
2 great looks, 2 similar looks, one from the right flank coming from Jacob Reinbarger, but that moves the Sun Devils to what would technically be 2 for 2 on the power plays. This only counts as 1, but upping that power play percentage, and you look at some of the guys on that power play, Gunnarsson and Kimball leading the team with 5 power play points and 4 power play points respectively, and Kimball got involved in that first one as well.
Lopes trying to be a little bit more aggressive here to burn some more time off that power play. 2 minutes remain for the Sun Devils. Let's see if they can create a little bit of a hat trick here with it.
So Reinbarger from Kimbo on the first one, Sanders from Murkowski on the second. As they set up once more, it's Emelise. He wires one through, and that one's tipped just wide. Good tip in front by Kowalchuk. But GCU able to clear and eat some more time off the clock as a minute and a half remains on the 5-minute power play.
Big switch up, right? A lot of substitutions coming off the bench. Some fresh players for ASU. Emelise now diving. Big pass across the ice.
Kimball with it now, looking for options. Finds Maffeo, but a good defensive stick by Olsen. Now up top, McGinnis goes down low and right back to him at the point. Sends one through, and that one's tipped by Haddock, but easily handled there by Warthrop.
Looks like O'Connor coming back down to get it.
Behind his own net now, looking to set something up on the breakout as two-winger swing from Maffeo has it now. Steps around one, Maffeo across the blue. Leaving it for Haddock. Sent one through the seam, that's McGinnis on the right flank. All the way around here for Kimball, who will now move it on his forehand to Haddock. Haddock back to Kimball. Moved up to the quarterback, it's McGinnis. He sends one on the ice, but that's blocked in front. GCU trying to clear, but McGinnis is there, and he sends this one to the far corner. Kimball bringing it behind his net. He slips it, trying to hold on to possession as he knifes this one up to McGinnis. Sent down Maffeo, but he can't quite hold on, and GCU will get some relief as 20 seconds remain on the 5-minute power play.
Was looking like such a great sequence from ASU. Excellent control of that Lopes corner. Another period where you put too much meat on the pass and then you lose possession altogether.
Sechrist with it now. Has a couple guys streaking, trying to find the tip for Anderson. Rebound was there for Kowalchuk as he takes a shot up high, but no arms in the air. Kowalchuk now giving chase to the corner, but he'll curl back before taking a hit. GCU back to full strength now, and Kowalchuk took a penalty there, and GCU will have a power play of their own.
Great survival instincts from GCU to try and stop the bleeding, but they've given up 2 goals in that power play sequence, which positions ASU for so much success as we come to the final 10 minutes of the second period.
So Tyler Kowalchuk will head to the box after a penalty, and he has some words for the official. I'm not sure what they're going to give him here. Based on the linesman's motioning, my guess is he's going to get spearing, which is going to be a 5-minute game misconduct as well, which would be the second ejection in this game.
Kowalchuk still trading verbally with the referee, trying to argue and make his case.
And it looks like he's heading to the locker room here, and he'll be joining Chisholm as the second player to leave the ice in this one, this time for spearing.
Competitors are dropping like flies here in the Mullet Arena.
Kowalchuk a key piece on this ASU team as well. One of their top power play guys, a second unit guy for them, and he's been good for them all year long. And as we speak, though, with the absence of Kowalchuk, it looks like Ethan Bellatini has made his way back to the bench as well, as he has stopped the bleeding.
Bellatini. Murkowski serving out that sentence. Easton, when you think about this positioning here, right, you're facing a 5-minute play from GCU. You're up 2 goals. What do you think ASU's strategy should be to optimize their defense in this moment?
I think they need to get in the lanes here. Passing lanes, shooting lanes, all the above. Need to find a way to disrupt this GCU power play that looks so good in their first attempt. But now they have 5 minutes to crack away at it, and we'll see if they can level the score. This one zipped across. Now on goal off the head there of Matisse Bars. Trying to get it out, but Busher keeps it alive. Now with it is Kilgora. Behind the net, Olsen. Trying to get it out. On the wall is Gunnarsson, and he will. Good clearance there.
Bosch tracking that deep into Lopes territory. Defensive instincts are alive for the Sun Devils, but a lot of pressure, and there goes Wyatt Schmitz, who we highlighted earlier in today's programming. Schmitz, a key weapon, and I think in these 4 minutes and 20 seconds, you're going to find out why.
Here's a chance. Kilgora with a shot, and you put it just wide. And the official ruling on that power play is going to be major butt-ending penalty for Tyler Kowalchuk. So a 5-minute penalty in a game misconduct.
Nice moment there from the Sun Devils, creating some space, opportunity for substitutions, get some fresh blood out there.
Olsen chips this one forward. Kilgora chasing it down. Kilgore with it now behind the net. Again from behind the net. He set up there earlier and created a chance, but this time a pass goes away from him and Busher will have to chase it down.
Back to Schmitz. Schmitz sends it over to the right side.
Poole with it now, taking it down that right flank. Here he is behind the net. Poole still with it. Moves it up top here, and at the point is Koch. Koch stepping in, lets one go, and a good shot there. Had eyes for the short side, but the knob of Matisse Bars gets in the way.
You could totally see where Koch was aiming for, had a sliver of an opening, but Matthias Bars, again, locking things down, being such a defensive hinge pin for the ASU squadron today.
Only a minute and a half off the clock, still 3.5 remaining for the Sun Devils to kill, and Bars gonna have to continue that. Up at the point now is Mayos. He sends one through, but a good block there by Reinbacher. Now Poole with it. He moves this one down as Murphy will pick it up and go right back to Poole. Up top and now zipped across as here's Koch. Up to the point, stepping in, shot there, deflected on goal as Mayos put one through. Mayos again, stepping into one, and a big save there by Bars.
Sun Devils trying to clear out the puck and find some space. Once again, though, Lopes do regain possession. Errant pass right there gives ASU an opportunity. They're collapsing in.
They can't clear, though. Here's Murphy throwing one to the front, but a paddle gets in the way. It was Matisse Bars once again. Koch sending one through, and a penalty coming here. Mayos heading to the box and erasing all but 45 seconds that was remaining on the 5-minute power play for the Lopes. So a mental lapse there, and we will be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that is a very low IQ moment from Mayos, right? You've got this great opportunity, offensive control. You're sustaining pressure on the Sun Devils, and you decide to lower the shoulder. For what? For why? There's no gain in that position for GCU. And when you're trailing by 2, Easton, you got to make high IQ plays.
So GCU came up empty on the first half of that power play, but they will have 45 seconds following some 4-on-4 hockey as they set up here in their own end. This one's moved forward with it now is Bradley. Bradley barely on sides there. Bradley applying some more pressure as he does a good job to hold on to that. With it now at the point, trying to make a move there was Busher, but it's ripped off his stick. Haddock driving the dot line, but good defense there by Busher to keep him outside of a dangerous area.
Haddock has been such a locomotive, driving down both lines of the ice to create opportunities for the Sun Devils.
The senior has been very good so far here tonight, and he has 1 goal already. Here's GCU looking to head the other way with it, as this is Kilgore. Kilgore, nice move around one, trying to flip it up in the air, as some nifty stick work there allows GCU to set up.
Sends it behind Olsen briefly. Olsen loses it. Sun Devils regaining control.
Now with it, Kilgore once more. In his own end here, he's shadowed there by McInnes.
Schmitz taking it. Deep on the right side, right when ASU's trying to substitute. Schmitz cycling through, falls into the barrier.
Kimball now with it. He has an option ahead. Great pass there, but just skips off the backhand of Summers. Icings are aced, but maybe a breakaway chance for them. Summers up to Gunderson. Gunderson with it now, trying to cycle it high, but they're going to lose possession here. And the other way comes Olsen. Olsen has 2 Sun Devils on him, but he'll wait for help before just dishing it right to Summer.
We've said it many times before, but that moment right there, Kimball, right, miscommunication, losing the pass, and now instead of having great pressure on the GCU side, you're battling to dig it out of the ASU territory.
15 seconds more on 4-on-4 hockey as here comes Kimball as he makes a move around one. 4-on-4 about to expire. GCU going to be heading to the power play here as out of the box comes Mayos, and he'll go right into pressure.
Mayos, like a dog looking for a bone with that puck. Matthias Bars exiting the net ever so briefly.
Now with it in his own end, here's Koch making a nice curl there, opening his hips. Good footwork there by him. Bringing it to the dot. Good shot there, but that's deflected aside by Bars once more. Chance in front there as he was looking for Murphy, but they couldn't connect.
Sun Devils clear it out, but what great pressure from GCU. They are omnipresent at the net, creating scoring opportunities. It's just a shame that Matthias Bars is made out of titanium, Easton.
Holding strong still between the pipes for them as ASU still leads 3-1, and Bellatini back on the ice after that injury ripping it all the way around. Murkowski beats out the icing.
Oh, bit of a feint there from Murkowski. Gets a GCU player going right into the barriers.
Now with it in his own end is Leverrier. Batted down by an ASU stick, and then giving chase is McInnes. 2 GCU players on him, but he sends it far side. Stepping down now, Chapman rifles this one around the boards. And now behind his own net is McInnes. So GCU offsides, they'll need to tag up here, meaning all the time in the world for the maroon and gold.
Substitutions for GCU, getting some fresh blood for the Lopes as they steal it.
2-on-1 the other way. Leverrier there, Bibby with him. Leverrier with it, throws one on goal, and it pops way up in the air. Great rebound there from Matthias Bars to put it in an area where the Antelopes couldn't get it. Now up at the point, stepping into one, and that one's just wide as Schmiltz put one wide.
Unreal play from GCU. I mean, that's what you draw up in terms of offensive sequence. Just couldn't really close it. Matthias Barr getting in the way of everything tonight.
And a real heads-up play by Leverrier there to send that one off the forward pad, but Matthias Bars just angles that stick up enough as Bibby picks this one up on the half wall.
GCU has control.
Willis with it as this one goes below the goal line as this is Walsh. Back to Walsh, he lets one go, and that's off the pipe. Again, Bibby behind the net. Pressure mounting on the Sun Devils here. Here's Willis, sends this one down the wall. Chapman sends an off-angled shot, loose in the crease. Bibby had a whack at it, but it stays out.
Chaos being created in front of the Sun Devil goalie, but somehow Matthias Barr able to navigate his way through all this violence and create some defensive opportunities. 5:55 left in the second period.
Willis sends this one low to high. Busher sends one through on the ice, but again, steered away by Bars. Now in the corner, Poole with it. He keeps possession. Good puck protection there as he cycles one for Olsen. Olsen on his forehand, finds Poole in the eye slot, but a big eat there. Another chance, but a great defensive stick by Reinbacher to break it up, and ASU gets a much-needed breather.
GCU fans look like they're doing the wave here in the Mullet Arena, just up and down in all this intensity, but no scoring opportunities have really gone through.
Speaking of scoring opportunities, Keller with a chance in the slot, but it just hopped over his stick, and here comes GCU once more. Koch trying to go forward with it, but he can't quite find it, and Olsen will rattle this one around the boards, and Seacrest will pick it up. Chipped out, now touched forward, here's Priestley. Priestley has Reinbacher with him into his skates, trying to let one go, and that one flutters over the top of the net. Reinbacher pushing away, trying to get possession for the Sun Devils here, and he will. Priestley with it now. Drop back to Reinbacher. He already has one tonight.
Oh,
as he still has it. Throws one on net just wide. Hard bounce off the wall, but couldn't capitalize on the kick.
Good looks from Reinbacher. GCU now coming down the left straight.
Now with it, Kilgora behind the net, waiting for his change to come. Late trailer there. Big shot there, and Bradley just missed the target. Seacrest has a man all the way down ice. Not sure if he sees him. Tried to clear him, but ASU hemmed in here. Bradley gets it knocked off his stick. Now stepping forward is Mayos.
Oh, good steal from Seacrest. Now speeding up the left side.
Seacrest just elects to flutter this one in and get a change. There's been a serious lack of whistles in these last 6 minutes of play here. We haven't seen a whistle since the 11-minute mark in this one, as here's Bradley the other way. Bradley help with him. Great shot creating a rebound, but unfortunately Kilgora couldn't find it. Now here's Sanders the other way. 3-on-2 for the maroon and gold. Sent far side. Haddock lets one go, but way wide there into the corner.
Another opportunity that Sanders was trying to create, sending it deep into the center. GCU coming up the middle. Now to the left side through triple coverage.
Portroto just sends that one wide, and it'll rattle all the way down back to the GCU's territory.
Couple Sun Devils looking for substitutions. Non-stop pace here inside Mullet Arena in the second period, Easton.
Summers will go back to get him. We finally get an icing whistle. As ASU will head back to their offensive zone for an opportunity. Maffeo wins it back. Bellatini bats one out of the midair there. as Maffeo gets hammered on the wall.
Nice lockdown there from Murphy of the GCU squad. Under pressure here, 3 minutes to go. Sun Devils, though, can't really solidify their offensive structure in this moment. Feels like they've played so much defense excellently that they've forgotten about the other side of the coin, Easton.
Gunderson with a chance to Kimball, but he couldn't quite get a stick to it. Kimball now below the goal line. He takes a hit as four bodies collide in the right corner.
Double coverage here. Kimball kicking it out, trying to get crafty with it.
Hops to the stick of Davis. GCU will go off the boards, but Amelise is there. Lone man at the blue line for the Sun Devils at the moment as Kimball picks it up. Amelise with it now. Zips one far side to Gunderson. All the way down, now Maffeo with it. He chips it around one back to Gunderson, who sends it below the goal line.
I like the patience here from the Sun Devils, right? They're allowing the opportunities to come to them instead of force them. Great catch from Kyle Northrup.
A good offensive shift there by the Sun Devil line of Bellatini, Maffeo, and Kimball. So Maffeo rather, stepping up to that top unit for a shift over Jack Haddock, who might have needed a breather following a penalty kill. But a good offensive shift as 2 minutes remain here in the second period.
GCU, possession behind their own net. Taking it out.
Schmeltz trying to get it out. Bibby has it, and he'll try and send it forward as well. But a good touch there by Bibby. 3-on-1 chance. Great catch there as here's Walsh. Walsh kick back to Bibby, tries to get one away, but that's batted away by Priestley. Second chance effort. No, what a save by Bars.
Nothing is getting by Matthias Bars tonight. Great lockup there from GCU, but Sun Devils, again, able to defend everything that GCU's trying to uncork.
Bosch with it now on the wall as he'll send this one through the middle. Batted to the yellow of the boards here. Busher will knife it forward. And here's Bibby. Bibby has help with him. It's Willis. Trying to do it himself, but Willis will pick up his slack.
Sun Devils trying to snake their sticks in and get possession.
Chance here in the high slot, and that one's shoveled just wide. Walsh had an opportunity, but looked like it rolled up his stick. Priestley with it now. He goes to Bosch. Bosch through center ice. Murkowski picks it up now, and he kicks it to Bosch. Bosch to the front, a chance, and they score! Maybe no. A couple Sun Devil arms went in the air, but somehow Kyle Northrup kept it out.
A little bit of a premature celebration from the Sun Devil crew. Northrup playing good defense there.
Good job to lean his body in the way. It looked like the Sun Devils had one there, but
you know, it's interesting, Easton, this game looks quite different from the game that they played several weeks ago.
It does, and it seems like ASU has a little bit more offensive momentum here in this one as they set up once more. Jack Haddock has it.
Jockeying for control, pops out to Sommer.
Sommer finds Sanders. Sanders tries to pull the trigger but can't. Finally does, but just wide.
Sometimes you got a blank in the chamber, and that's exactly what Sanders ran into. Now chasing to create another opportunity. Back to Sommer.
Sommer through the middle. Now a chance here for the Lopes as it's Poole. Trying to send one forward, but Seacrest was there. Sommer on his backhand, turned over here. A chance for Olsen, but he has no support in front of the net. 8 seconds remaining in the period as time winds down, and ASU will look to just eat it in their own end here. But maybe a last chance effort lets one go, but that's blocked by Sanders. And that'll do it through two here at Mullet Arena. And shots still quite lopsided. 33 total for GCU, 13 for ASU. Regardless, ASU leading 3-1. Why is that, Ben?
It's quality over quantity, and I cannot overemphasize the importance of those 5 minutes of power play that were created earlier in the second period. The Sun Devils maximized, capitalized on that moment, and now are leading 2 heading into the final period.
So with 20 minutes remaining here, GCU has themselves a 2-goal hold they'll need to get out of, and ASU has a 2-goal lead they'll need to defend, but we will have an ice cut, and after 15 minutes, we will return here for the final frame.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
Innovation at the Walter Cronkite School is pushing the boundaries of traditional journalism.
Storytelling has evolved over the years. This is part of that evolution.
Students in the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab are using emerging technology to create scenes in augmented and virtual reality, coding playable games, and bringing the audience into the story.
They're only limited by their imagination and their willingness to learn.
Find out more at cronkite.asu.edu. Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
People have always had trouble trying to put me into a box. A professor, suit and tie is just not me. Without the ocean, I don't know what I would do. The ocean's always been there for me. As Hawaiian people, we believe that the coral is the first living being to come out of the darkness. It's the foundation of our entire lifestyle, and that's what my research is about. What we do is we take photographs of the reef over long periods of time to create models that can tell us what the planet is doing. If we go deaf to what the Earth is telling us, then we'll never be able to live in harmony. If I can get my students excited about protecting the ocean, then they're the ones who are going to really make the difference. I hope my students realize that I'm not trying to prepare them for something in the distant future. Their time is now at Arizona State University.
When I was younger, there were no engineers around me. So I had to become my own role model. At ASU, I wasn't just learning to be an engineer. I was actually engineering. And graduating, I already had real-world jobs lined up. Before ASU, my goal was to be a strong, confident woman. And when I left, I became a strong, confident engineer.
I grew up in a small border town, and water was really important to us. Without enough water, we can't farm, we can't eat, we can't live. And the way we're doing it right now, straight up doesn't have a future. I went to ASU because this is a place where you solve problems. With vertical farming, we can grow the same amount of food with 95% less water than traditional farming. The work I'm doing at ASU is changing the way I look at the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mullet Arena. And with 40 minutes in the rearview mirror, only 20 remain. Scores 3-1 ASU over GCU. But let's have a look before we start this third period at the Cronkite Plus stream schedule. On October 17th, we have men's club soccer versus GCU. The 19th, a doubleheader of hockey, D2 and D3 club, both going up against LMU. On the 26th of October, women's club soccer against NAU. And to begin November, D3 club hockey versus NAU. A couple weeks after that, men's club soccer against GCU, and then D3 club hockey against Air Force, and then in December, men's club basketball against Park, and men's club hockey against GCU. So just to look at down the line at what we have streaming here on Cronkite News for the stream team, and a lot of hockey mixed in there. I know I'll be here for it. I can't wait for the season to get on, but what are we looking for in this third period? 2 goals behind the Lopes are, and what do they need to do to get back into this one?
Man, before we even turn the attention to the ice, we're giving out the December dates, right? Mark the calendars many months in advance, Easton. But no, in all seriousness, what the Lopes need to do to secure this comeback is play a little bit nastier, right? They were so clean with their passing and their offensive and defensive systems in the first 2 periods. But right now, their backs are against the wall, and they need to shake things up.
Quick cover there by Winthrop, but I would say not much needing to change for the Lopes. They're out shooting the Devils 35-14, so a high volume of shots. Just need to find the back of the net with a couple of them to get back into this one, and ASU needing to possess every chance they get. The blue line's going to be the key areas in this final frame as Reinbacher wins one back, but GCU clears.
And Easton, you talk about so many shots on goal, but Matthias Barr defending all of them. If I'm GCU, just tack on one more pass, right? Instead of a 2-man attack, have a 3rd man for resistance and support that you can shake it to get Matthias out. That guy's 6 feet 8 inches tall. You need to get him to move if you want to open up the net.
Chance here from Bibby from an off angle, and he put it just wide. Yeah, 6 feet 8, a staggering height for Matthias Barr. Should be playing power forward for the men's club basketball team that we're calling in December.
And he's a freshman, which is the craziest part. Kid might not be done growing.
He is 21 years old as a freshman, born in the birth year of 2004. As here comes GCU. 2-on-1 chance the other way. Pass to Bibby, and he scores! Quick strike for the Lopes, and Bibby gets them on the board here in the third period. It's 3-2.
Tick, tick, boom from GCU. Nice move, right? 2-man offensive, left and right side of Matthias. Pass right at the last moment to sneak it in to the uprights of that net. Matthias tonight has been so perfect, but that was a moment where he got discombobulated.
And we've seen in the 2 goals that GCU has had both kind of those backdoor looks where they have Bars moving cross crease, and that's what they're going to have to do one more time to force overtime. 2 more to take the lead if ASU does not respond, but 63 seconds is all it took for them to open the third period scoring.
So far this season, these teams have met twice, ASU winning both occasions. What a nice feather in the cap it would be for the Lopes to finally get one on the board against ASU.
Neutral zone possession up for grabs here. GCU comes away with it. Snap far side, chasing it is Kilgora, but Amelise wins the race. On the half wall, that one skitters to the stick of Jack Haddock as he crosses the red. Haddock kicked out to Bellatini. He lets one go, and that's knocked away.
That puck might have had a reservation on American Airlines with all that time spent up in the rafters. And when you think about it, though, I want to commend Jack Haddock because we see these bursts of speed from him, right? When this kid hits the Jets, he is gone, Easton.
And he's had a great game here tonight. 1 goal on the night, and that last goal from GCU coming from Braden Bibby, assisted by number 5, Braden Willis. See Chris trying to send one through there, but he just rims this one all the way around. Sisto racing for it. He can't keep it in, and ASU will regroup. And on the forecheck now comes Priestley. One fluttering far side now as this one skitters past, and Snyder has it now.
High-octane shots from both squads, just trying to maybe buy some time and reorganize some substitutions from GCU's bench. Again, errant pass.
Priestley with it on his backhand. Now he'll go to his forehand, trying to get it up the wall, but he's timed it in there. Good forecheck by Olsen. Kept in at the blue line now, it's Mayos. Mayos on the backhand, but that one's right into the gut of Matisse Bars.
GCU playing with the urgency that I think they need, Easton. Only trailing by 1 now, and was scoring so quickly into the third period. What do you think that says to the ASU team?
It is going to be a serious shift in momentum. Those first minutes are so important to control. A lot going GCU's way so far in this third frame as they've come out of the gates running. Snyder brings one back to Sechrist. Sechrist now goes forward to Sanders, who dishes one through to Kimball. Kimball dragged down from behind, arm in the air, penalty coming. Bars to the bench. Murkowski looking backdoor for Kimball, but a 6-on-5 until the touch-up that inevitably happens as Robertson gets a stick to it. A tripping call here. Good job by Matt Kimball there. And ASU with a 2-minute power play and the chance to get that lead back. How important is that insurance goal, Ben?
Incredibly important. Incredibly important. And got to commend the durability for Matt Campbell, right? Wading into the waters, triple coverage. GCU sticks coming at him from all angles, but keeping control of the puck. That's exactly what this Sun Devil team needs to do.
So Camden Koch will serve 2 for tripping here, and a 2-minute ASU power play begins with the drop of a puck.
We saw ASU maximize their power play in the second period. Let's see if they can repeat that history.
Sanders with it on the wall, wins possession theirs, and now moved up to the point to Sechrist. Softly sent down to Haddock. They can't connect. The Sechrist keeps another one in. GCU just ping-ponging it back out to that ASU blue line, and they finally get it out. And Bars will leave it behind the net. Emelise with it now.
Davis applying some pressure, but
Haddock.
nothing going.
Nice move by Haddock. He tries to cut through a couple more, but he'll go to the wall before moving it to Sechrist.
Sechrist taking a big hit right there.
And a little GCU student section to greet him there as well.
All 4 of them.
Chance through slot. Sechrist on the back door, but hops over his stick.
We talked about passing so much tonight, Easton. That was a great moment that ASU created, but just got away from him.
Up at the point now. With it is Murkowski. Murkowski around the net. Looking for Sechrist. He lets one go and a good save. Their rebound opportunity was on the doorstep, but ASU can't finish as this one's sent out of play.
Great vision by Kyle Northrup, tracking that puck all the way around it. When it came in and bobbled in front of him, didn't lose his composure.
So a new unit out there for the Sun Devils, consisting of Ethan Bellatini. We mentioned earlier, 1 goal away from tying that D2 record here at ASU's program. Do you think that's weighing on his mind at all, Ben?
I think in this current moment, all he's thinking about is the next 16 minutes, right? That record, I'm sure he thought of it earlier today. I bet he's going to be thinking about it in the locker room. But right now on the ice, all his focus is how can I get this puck past Kyle Northrup?
The last holder of that record, Brady Morgan, who graduated in 2015. So held the record for a decade, and Bellatini now threatening it as Switchenberg sets up this ASU power play. Bellatini with it now, over to Switchenberg. Switchenberg lets one go, but a good eat there by Mayos.
Mayos catching the puck right on the ankle, now diving into the action.
Maffeo now goes up to the point for Gunderson. Gunderson dishes down, Switchenberg with it now. Power play about to expire. Great look by Switchenberg, and Kimball sailed it over the top. What a look through the seam by Drew Switchenberg. He went out of the game early and received some attention in the tunnel, but appears to be okay now and thriving.
Just good hockey right there from Switchenberg and Kimball, crossing it up in front of Northrup. Had a good angle on it. Shot was just a little bit wide.
Sent down by GCU. Won't have the legs for icing, so Gunderson will scoop it up. Behind the safety of his own net. Shadowed there by Owen Walsh, and he'll send a high one all the way down. And perfectly on goal. What a play by Gunderson to get that down. That was impressive.
That would have been wild if it snuck by Northrup.
Snyder with a good step there on Walsh, but Walsh comes away with it. GCU trying to get across that edge, and they will. Stepping into it now is Bibby. He has one in the period, lets one go. Saved by Bars, rebounds right there. Digging away at it as Bibby gets a whack, but Matisse Bars squeezes the pillows and gets a whistle.
Bibby somersaulting into the ASU net, desperately trying to get that puck through and even out the score.
And the rebound chance there, and you have to imagine, this third goal for GCU might have to be kind of an ugly one, coming from a dirty area just like that, as ASU isn't going to give it up easily.
You have to collapse in. You do have to create a bit of nastiness at the net. And while they've been so good at passing and taking distance strikes, I think, yeah, for this third goal, let's switch things up and close in.
Here's Willis with it now, trying to find Bibby, but nothing doing there as Bibby will chase it into the corner. Battling along the wall. This one finds Willis. Willis lets one go, but an easy save rebound opportunity, and Walsh couldn't put it home.
Rare moment that Matthias Bars, right, lets that puck go and get in front of him. GCU tried to capitalize, but now the Sun Devils charging down to Grand Canyon's side.
Sent forward now. Willis with it. Has help with him, but he'll walk to the middle. Willis pulling to his backhand, trying to dish one in front, but good defense by the Maroon and Gold there as they spring a rush the other way. It's Bosch. Bosch will send one, a three-pointer on goal from deep range there.
Bosch just didn't have the support, didn't have the teammates around him to try and make an offensive
Kilgore
sequence.
with a chance, trying to get it through, but what a defensive stick that was by Murkowski there.
Kilgore down.
Emelise backhands this one over. Now it's Gunderson. Sauced ahead for Sanders. Sanders legging it ahead. He'll get this one in deep just as he crosses the red line. Schmeltz with it now. Below the goal line.
Oh.
In front for ASU, but great clearance there. Bradley laid a hit. That broke up the chance, and without a stick now is Northrup, but here comes GCU the other way. Kilgore with it, but he'll just send it below the goal line. First one there for the Lopes is Leverrier.
Kilgore was looking for some teammates behind him to pass it to, couldn't find any, hits the boards, bounces directly in front of Matthias. This is the pressure that GCU is going to need to be able to find that third goal.
Bellatini might have had a chance on the breakaway, but what a defensive stick by Busher to break it up and neutralize that chance.
Amalisi now driving deep on the right side, has some support behind him.
Blue Liner headbanging the Russian. Great job by him. Keeps his feet moving and draws the penalty there. So heading to the box will be Schmeltz, and ASU will head back to the power play as 12 minutes and 20 seconds remain. And coming off a power play recently, what do you think they need to do differently here?
I think if you're the Sun Devil squad, right, and you have a power play opportunity, it's about sustaining the pressure, creating an offensive system where you're just rinsing and repeating. And they've done that beautifully tonight, right? That's what led to this 3-2 score, but ASU needs to keep that grasp on the puck just a little bit tighter.
Gunderson looking to quarterback it here as he goes down to Switchenberg. Switchenberg sent far side now. Kimball with it. Over to Gunderson once more. Now Switchenberg on his forehand. Nice spin pass there to Gunderson. He kicks it over to Kimball, the top three moving it. Finds Bellatini, and he put it just wide.
Nice moment there. Bellatini directly in front, taking the shot on Northrup. Angle was there, speed was there, just a little bit right to that right side. ASU, though, still controlling.
Some real great puck movement from the Sun Devils here. Gunderson faking a pass. This time he gives it to Kimball. Over to Switchenberg. Switchenberg lets it go, and that's blocked in front by Jack Haddock. His own teammate got in the way.
Jack Haddock, what team are you on, sir?
And he felt that one as well. Looked like it went off the back of his leg as he tried to jump and get out of the way, but Gunderson will set up a breakout here from behind his own net.
Definitely not a fun experience taking a high-frequency puck to the leg.
Maffeo coughs it up behind the net. Chance here for GCU. Shorthanded as they put one on, but that's in goal. 5 bars in. A shot given by Gunderson, but referee simply tells Davis to get back up.
Gunderson might be getting a little bit of protection from the rule set. Unsure why there wasn't anything necessarily levied.
Not sure what was said, but it looked like he signaled for him to get up and then shrugged his shoulders.
ASU possession now deep on the left side. Driving over to the middle. Sanders has it.
Makovsky now sent far side. And Melisse up to the point. Let go there from Sechrist. But GCU with a big block there, and they'll get it out.
Real nice offensive moment. 3-item piece on that offensive play. Just no result.
Davis trying to kill some time here, but Sechrist will wheel this one forward.
Sechrist has support in the center.
Rimmed
Sun
all the
Devils
way
need
down.
to disperse a little bit.
Maffeo going to be there for him. Amelise over to Sechrist. Sechrist walking in, sends one on the ice, and that's steered to the corner there by Northrup.
A lot of action here as both teams try to jockey for control.
Sent all the way down, no icing as it was let go just before the penalty expired. As we are back to even strength here and just under halfway through the first frame, or final frame rather. Sechrist with it now. Sent forward, Sisto got to stick to it, trying to tip it in, but doesn't get it all the way in.
This is where the GCU team needs to start biting on the mouthpiece. 10 minutes to go. The Sun Devil crew has beaten you 2 times prior that you've matched up. You got to dig deep right now, Easton.
And with 10 minutes flat remaining on the clock, time is ticking for them, and time is moving slowly for the Sun Devils.
And you can't rest on your laurels about referee interventions or penalties, right? We saw that 6 to 8 minute sequence in the second period where that clock just kept getting burned.
Controlling what you can control here in these final minutes and trusting your training here. We'll see what both sides have. Here's Bibby across the blue line. Bibby with a spin move brings it below the goal line now. Banks it off the back of his net. There to support him there was Braden Willis, but it's taken away by Summer. Sent
Nice
far side,
steal.
good keep, and sashaying was Walsh, but just off sides. As he throws a shot on goal, and he's gonna feel some heat for that, I'll tell you what. One of the cardinal sins of the sport is shooting after a whistle like that, but what a move it was from Owen Walsh. And
Owen Walsh, yeah, just wanting to punctuate that good play from him. Excellent steal, good vision, and to your point, right, shooting after the goal, just not something you want to see. But I'll offer this. In basketball, you see it happen all the time, so maybe we can just adjust our
adjust what sport we're playing here, and everything will be okay. But he got an earful on his way back to the bench from the ASU side. Here's Bosch. Sends one far corner now. Chasing is Reinbacher, but GCU will get it out, and now with it is Poole. Poole trying to advance it. He gets it below the goal line, but not on goal. As Swishenberg, nice one ahead, and he's dragged down. Right skid to Swishenberg, gives it forward. Reinbacher one-on-one now. Busher the man back. Good back check there as Reinbacher put an off shot just wide.
Nice attempt there from Reinbacher. Did encounter some triple coverage.
Summer laying a hit on the wall into ASU's end as Switchenberg now closes a guy off. Good support by Bellatini there.
Olsen kind of lost that puck and got locked up from that ASU team. Now they drive deep on the right side. Not much support, though.
Bellatini trying to make a move. Chance here in front, and a big save there by Northrup with the left arm, as that was Brandon Bosch on the opportunity. The other way comes the Sun Devils. Poole trying to advance it, but can't. Now with it is Bosch.
Bosch getting locked up here right in front of the Sun Devil crew. Exits the game.
Good stick there. Here's Sanders. Sanders has help with him. Bringing it wide. He'll curl up and wait for more options as this is taken off his stick. Now comes Kilgora. He moves it forward. With it now is Poole. Poole driving wide. He slams on the brakes. Sent far side now. Up to the point. Letting one go. And that's right into the chest of Matisse Bars.
Nice thought there from Busher. Deep out on the right side of the blue line to take a long distance strike. But again, I just don't know if that's going to work against the 6'8" Goliath like Matthias Bars. I think, Easton, you got to penetrate. You got to have some support where you can puck it over to the right or left side and have an additional lane to shoot in on him.
It's likely going to be a rebound or a pass across, getting Matisse Bars moving, as Amelise is now moving the opposite way. Trying to kick the Haddock, but finds his skate instead, as Kilgora will dish this one across.
7 minutes, 40 seconds to go for this Grand Canyon University crew to try and tie things up.
Now with it, Amelise sends it across. McInnes goes right back to him. Through the middle now, off the skate of Haddock, and that one finds Mayos. Over now, Poole with it. He sends it north, and that's tipped in. Bars had a little trouble with it, but then easily swallows it up.
Matthias Bars has had an incredibly active evening. So many shots on goal, and he's defended all but 2 of them.
And he's coming off a big game in New Mexico, as we mentioned in the pregame. It's 48 saves on 50 shots. Tonight, 41 saves on 43 shots. And what's been back-to-back starts for him, and back-to-back incredible starts at that.
And he might outdo himself, right? 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go.
We'll see what happens here as this one's dished over to the far side by Robertson.
McCoskey tracking it right across the neutral zone. Sun Devils likely going to pick it up.
Gunderson all the way around. Murkowski tries to get a stick to it, but instead it finds the stick of Amelise. He goes to Murkowski. Cycled back down low in their own end for Gunderson again, just eating clock trying to hold this 1-goal lead. Bounce through Robertson's leg. Murkowski on the pressure, but Chapman with good support there and a beautiful reverse. And GCU will get it out of their zone.
I like what ASU's doing in just disrupting momentum, right? Being thorns in GCU's side. Gunderson again just kicking it deep on the left.
Portrodo with it now. Handling it. Dishes right in front of his own net as Robertson gets it. Sent all the way down. We have a tip from the linesman, so no icing here. Bars can't get to it. Now with it is Willis. He leaves it for Walsh, bouncing puck in front. That's steered aside. Good keep at the blue line there by Schmiltz. Busher sends one through, but a blocker save.
Now Sun Devils trying to clear that, get it past the neutral zone. Now deep into GCU territory, but Schmitz able to get it out.
Quick transition. Here's Walsh. Walsh has help with him, and he sends this one over top. But Schmiltz will be able to keep it in. Over to Busher. Busher unloads, and a good block by Switchenberg there. Rebound chance off the boards. Bouncing in front of the net, and GCU can't find it, but they maintain possession. Now Busher with it. Sends one through the seam, but a great defensive play by Summer.
GCU really keeping the pressure on. This is the offensive sequence that they need. 5:30 left on the clock. Beautiful rotation, cycling through these strikes.
Chance for Walsh in the high slot as another chance comes of it. And this is where they're going to rack up those shots and those chances here, as it seems like this might be their effort to tie this game up. Good stick there by Priestley. ASU needs a change. Switchenberg off the glass. Schmiltz with a great keep, but he loses it. Two Sun Devils will get a change. Sisto trying to find a chance, so he'll get off the ice eventually, but the D-men are stuck. Here's the chance now. Olsen with it. He cycles it down. Willis below the goal line now on his forehand. Still with it's Willis. Finds a guy in the high slot. Let go by Mayo. Rebound opportunity, but Bradley couldn't get it on goal.
Sun Devils converging around Matthias Bars, trying to add some resistance pillars. GCU, though, impressive assault here late in the third period.
Non-stop offensive attack here from GCU, but now Bosch is able to get it out. Only 4 guys on the ice as ASU finally gets a 5th guy out, and this is flipped in. And GCU will look to blanket the ASU defense once more. Reinbarger sent through the middle to Sechrist. Bosch trying to touch it to him. Good fire poke there via GCU defenseman.
Physicality from Reinbarger. But Poole's going to come up with it. Sends it.
Olsen now. Olsen bringing it on his backhand. He sends one through just wide. Trying to get a screen off there using the defenseman, but couldn't quite find his target as Maffeo dishes this one across.
Grand Canyon University not giving up in these final minutes, desperately trying everything, pulling all the tricks out of their book to even this game up.
3:40 remaining. Lopes still with it, trying to slide one to the middle, but on one knee was Snyder to intercept.
Crafty defense from Snyder, just laying the stick down onto the ice.
Maybe with a step is Kimball, but he can't get it before the goal line, but a good hustle there.
Sun Devils now congregating. Offensive opportunity.
Bellatini throws a backhand on that, but that's easily handled by Kyle Northrup. And for a moment, ASU has tilted the ice back in their favor, but it's been all GCU the last couple minutes. 3:20 remaining, and boy, were they putting on some shots on Matisse Bars there and putting on a lot of chances as well.
This is the pressure that they need, Easton. If they want an opportunity to send this into overtime or sneak out a win, they have to put this puck deep on ASU's side and cycle offensive opportunities with it.
48 shots for them in this contest now as this one's rifled far side off the boards. Hustling is Robertson, but this will be ruled icing.
3:03 remaining in this game, and it just seems like nothing you throw at Matthias Bars is going to get past him, Easton.
And you have to start looking to the opposing net of GCU as well, as they might look to pull Kyle Northrup soon, especially with the amount of pressure they have had. But in that last play, Zach Walchuk wanted icing to be waved off. Thought Robertson could have gotten there, but nonetheless, we are back in ASU's defensive zone. Sent forward now. Walsh sends this one in deep, and Bibby's there. Top unit out for the Lopes now.
Good attempt there from Bibby. Gets pushed out. Good defense from GCU to maintain.
Busher cycles it down to Walsh. Now over behind the net. This is Willis. Walsh trying to zip one to the middle, but Bellatini's there, and he'll flutter this one all the way down.
Pressure from Haddock as he traces to the right side.
Busher with it now in his own end. 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. Around one is Willis, trying to move it to Bibby, and he gets a bounce. Going north now is Bibby below the goal line.
Back to Willis.
Leaving it for Willis, but nothing doing there as Gunderson's able to get it out. Good job by ASU, standing tall defensively so far in this last-ditch effort here by GCU.
Substitutions from both teams coming in. Final 2 minutes of the game. Can GCU find a way to get that puck into the net?
Maffeo's dragged down, no call there. Good breakout by the Sun Devils, though, as Walsh brings this back across.
Walsh to the middle. Nothing going, though. 4 Sun Devils occupying the lane defensively.
Northrup creeping out of his net, and there he goes. He goes now, but ASU has it. Bellatini on his tape. Does he have it in him? He does! So Ethan Bellatini adds some insurance and officially ties the program record for D2 goals.
Great vision from Bellatini, seizing that moment, an errant maneuver from GCU to take Kyle Northrup out at that exact sequence. I get the intention, but boy, was that the wrong moment, Easton.
Just as ASU got possession, the 65th goal of the career of Ethan Bellatini, and we'll see if they keep that puck somewhere. I have to imagine they will. A huge goal for Bellatini, but this game not over. Still a minute and a half for GCU to try and claw back and get to as Mayo's hammers one in.
And it proves that even with just a minute and a half on the clock, there's consequences for all actions. That's a tax that GCU has to now pay. And 4-2, it's very improbable that they're going to claw this one back, Easton.
Verrier coughs it up, and this one's all the way back to GCU's end again. And there will be no icing on the play. Behind his own net now.
GCU scratching their heads, trying to think, what on earth can we produce in the final 60 seconds here?
And maybe a bit of physicality. Leverrier gives a couple cross checks, and whatever they do, it's not going to be that. A couple more shots given after the whistle, but Priestley draws one, eating a couple on the mouth, and Leverrier is going to head to the box late in this one. 57 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct that you just don't love seeing from Leverrier.
So we'll see if GCU frustrations continue to boil over as they trail by 2 with a minute left. And now one man down, and it's going to take a lot for them to find their way back into this one. And we'll see if we get some fireworks. We had some fireworks at the end of this morning's game, a bit of a scrap. We'll see what happens here to close this one out between these two crosstown rivals.
Last time these two squads met was September 27th. ASU won 5-2 that night. Maybe they can repeat that with a big last-minute effort in the final 42 seconds.
Sent all the way down by Emelise on the power play, and this one's going to go for icing. So we'll see what choices await for Daniel Roy if he elects to pull the goalie here and make it 5-on-5 and give the Whoops any type of chance to claw their way back into this one if they'll have to do it one man down.
You can't celebrate too early, Easton, but 38 seconds on the clock. GCU needs 2 goals to tie it up. Quite improbable for them, especially with a guy like Matthias Bars.
And the performance that he's had tonight, he blocked another one down moments ago as ASU will bring this one out. Dished across to Sechrist. 25 seconds remaining now. Sechrist with it. Around the net he goes. He takes a hard hit there. And Sanders comes over top and keeps it alive. Good job by him. Emelise just going to bring this one all the way back, trying to eat these last 12 seconds.
Nothing that GCU can do. It will be a Sun Devil victory in Mullet Arena. They are 3-0 against this Grand Canyon University squad this season. Excellent so far from ASU, Easton.
So in a game full of stories, Matthias Bars starting back-to-back games and back-to-back huge performances. 46 saves on 48 shots for him. He's my first star of the night. I don't know about you, but what a performance as well. Ethan Bellatini tying that goal record. An incredible feat for him.
Great moments all around for this Sun Devil squad. Like you mentioned, Matthias Barr following up what was an unreal game in New Mexico with a performance almost as good here on home ice. And for Bellatini to tie that all-time D2 record, just a feel-good story for number 10.
And a great matchup here, kind of a similar one to what we saw in the first facing these two teams. 49 shots the final total for GCU, meaning 47 saves for Matthias Bars, 27 on the other side as ASU claims this one 4-2. And that'll do it here from Mullet Arena. A 4-2 final score from the Stream team alongside me and Ben Davis. I'm Easton Stockford. We thank you guys for tuning into this one. Next matchup will be men's club soccer in just a couple weeks, so keep your eyes out for that one. And that is all we have here from Mullet Arena. Wishing you all a good night.